Quarterfinal day continues at the State Boys Basketball Tournament. Our third quarterfinal game features the North St. Paul Bowlers and the Hopkins Royals, a number 2 seed in the tournament. Hello and welcome to Target Center. John Jacobson along with Armstrong head coach Greg Miller, and Greg Hopkins here seems like year after year, 24 state appearance going back to 1917, but a group of guys that's used to being here in a program that's really used to being here the last 2+ decades.
Yeah, I mean, to win state in Minnesota, you got to usually go through Hopkins. Kenny Novak's an outstanding coach, gets his guys to play super hard, and they got a lot of talent.
Fun to see a different team in the tournament, and that's what we have in North St. Paul. North has not been in the tournament, Greg, since 1999. And this was a team that was 6-21 a year ago. They turned it around this year, 24-5 under Joe Jancourt this season.
Yeah, what a great job Coach Jancourt has done. My son and I go scouting early in the season, and we've seen him play Coon Rapids the last 2 years. And, you know, prior to this, and for them to have the year they have after watching them play, I mean, they've really improved, and it's really exciting to see a team like that in here. I don't really know a lot about them, so I had to do a little research, and what I found out is they're a real quick team. They're athletic, and you know, it'll be interesting to see if the stage is such that, you know, it's too big for them. I think what really probably is going to happen is they're going to be like, hey, we got nothing to lose, and come out and play loose. It should be a real entertaining game.
And North, the unseeded team coming into this game, playing the 2nd seed Hopkins. Osseo is the 1 seed. They won their quarterfinal round game this morning against Eden Prairie. They've advanced. Lakeville North is in the semifinals, and I know a lot of people are looking already ahead to a Hopkins-Apple Valley match in the semifinal, but you don't ever look past these first-round games. I talked to Coach Jancourt before the game. He was an assistant at Sibley. He said, you know, we have the number 2 seed coming in here 7 years ago. He said, we didn't play well in the quarterfinals, lost right away to Bloomington Jefferson. So you don't take anything for granted when you're out here on the court.
Yeah, and, you know, Hopkins had a tough game in the championship against Cooper. You know, and you know, Cooper most people didn't think that they were going to give them a game, and Cooper played outstanding. So it's not like they can't be beaten. I mean, and they also, you know, won in overtime against Cretin-Durham Hall. Now they didn't have coffee that game. So, I mean, there's definitely some things you can do against Hopkins to keep it close, but I'm suspecting a 20-point victory for Hopkins or more.
Well, let's look at our key players, starting with North. Adrian Wadlington, 6'3" and senior, kind of a do-it-all guy for the Bowlers, isn't he?
Yeah, I mean, the thing with this team is their quickness and their ability to attack, and he's one of the guys who can do that. Good news, of course, is their main guy, I think, and he's a sophomore wing player, Capego, and he's a right-hander, but he likes to go left. And, you know, I guess their whole team is built on quickness.
And for Hopkins, Amir Coffey, just named the Star Tribune Metro Player of the Year, hoping to cap off his senior year with a state championship after being a runner-up 2 years ago with the Royals as a sophomore.
Well, I remember last year he missed the season with an injury, so I know he's real grateful to be back, and he's playing some outstanding basketball. At the end of that Cooper game, he pretty much took over. He can hurt you lots of different ways. He can post up, hit the 3, he drives a lot, and he's a great passer. And then, you know, they have that trio of guards that are outstanding, and I think that's really what makes them tough.
So North definitely the underdog coming in. So what's the blueprint to success for them today?
Well, you can go one of 2 ways. You can try to hold the ball, you know, shorten the possessions, or you can just say, hey, we're going to go for it. And I have a feeling that they're just going to try to play real aggressive, and this game's going to be up and down, and they're not going to back down to Hopkins and see what they can do.
Winner moves into the semifinals Thursday night here at Target Center. We'll take a break and tip this one off. North St. Paul Hopkins State Boys Basketball next on 12.
Channel 12 at home. Why not on the go? Channel 12 is online at 12.tv. Watch on your phone, on your tablet. Channel 12 is your local source wherever you go. Just log on to 12.tv. Check out our videos, subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook, and even watch live events via live stream. So don't wait. Stay up to date with Channel 12 and 12.tv, your local source.
Back in downtown Minneapolis, North St. Paul, Hopkins third of the 4 quarterfinal round games in Class 4A. Hopkins, the number 2 seed in the tournament, 28-1 on the season, 7-1 in the Lake Conference. Their only loss conference loss to Wayzata. North 24-5 on the year, 15-1 on the Metro East, tied for the conference championship along with Tartan, the Tartan team they had to beat in the section final to get here to state. Let's look at the starters for today's game. Player introductions going out on the court. We saw Lakeville North here defeat Maple Grove earlier, and Osseo a win over Eden Prairie. There's a look at the North forward. Kamari Suggs Morgan, senior forward. Joe Johnson, senior. Adrian Wadlington, 6'3", senior forward. Their guards, Good News Capagal, 6'4", sophomore, and Tremaine Daniels, 6' seniors. So 4 seniors and a sophomore Capagal for the Polars. And for Hopkins, Simon Wright, 6'6", junior forward. Eric Davis, 6'8", senior. Ishmael Elamine, a 6'3", junior. Amir Coffey, 6'8", senior. And Vinny Shahid, 6' senior. 3 seniors, 2 juniors for the Hopkins Royals.
I think a lot of people are just wondering, who is North St. Paul and what do they do, especially here in the West Metro. You never get to see them play. I've never seen them play.
Talked to Coach Jan Quarton. He's like, kind of like what you mentioned in the pregame. Hey, we've got nothing to lose here. And said, we got a bunch of junkyard dogs. They just want to get out there and play today. They're loose and they're ready to go here.
Well, then I predict this score is going to approach 100 for each team. Probably be in the 80s or 90s for sure.
That's going to be, they're going to hold the ball at all or what kind of style? I said, no, we'll just go at him. He said, can we run with Hopkins up and down? No, but we're not afraid to run either. So. Yeah. But we're underway. First possession here for the Hopkins Royals. Vinny Shahid trying to get it to Coffey. Does off the glass and in.
Patented backdoor play for Hopkins to start the game when they think you're going to pressure him.
Daniels with the basketball. Off to Suggs Morgan.
Run their offense high. And Hopkins doesn't pressure as much as some of the teams they've had in the past. They will when they need to, and they jump the passing lane a lot, trying to get steals, but their ball pressure is not what it has been in some of their teams.
Capagal picks up his dribble in the corner and back out high to Wadlington. Underneath and a block by Simon Wright, able to block the shot of Joe Johnson.
And Hopkins has good size. A lot of people don't really realize that, but we got a couple 6'7" guys, a 6'6" guy.
That was Eric Davis with the block. Shahid comes up short here. Wright reaching out, couldn't get to the ball. Back comes North. We get a pushing foul before the shot. And look at the block a moment ago by Eric Davis. Got back into position. Clean block from behind on Johnson.
Eric Davis at 6'7", and he's a good player. Great role player for Hopkins. Didn't shoot a lot, but he's a good defender. But I think we've got our question answered if they're going to slow the game down or not. They're off to the races.
Missed shot from the corner, ball out of bounds. Last touched by Wright. Here's a look at Joe Jancourt, 4th year head coach. Really struggled for the first 3 years as far as wins and losses, but we thought he'd have a good team this year. He said, I didn't know necessarily they were going to be a state tournament team, but I thought we'd be good. And lo and behold, here they are, 24-5 and in the state tournament.
That's really exciting for the coach. When you come into a year and the team hasn't been in the state tournament since 1999 and you make it, that's awesome.
They're on their first conference title since 1971. Driving, Morgan to the basket. Didn't get it to go. Johnson's follow-up try also not good. And rebounded, the loose ball gathered in by Wright. And now they get it off to Shahid.
North St. Paul is a scrappy team, I can tell that right now, but their lack of size is going to hurt them.
Coffey driving, hands off. Oh, missing here, chippy inside was Davis. And North St. Paul with the basketball back. Suggs Morgan into the front court.
Surprised he didn't dunk that one.
Waiting for Wadlington with Shahid right in his face. Now Daniels. Daniels handing off to Capagal. Arlington handing off. Morgan. Swing it right side. Patient possession here for North. And a three-pointer for Capego is up and in. And North St. Paul's on the board.
Some good news for North.
They get the lead.
I said it first.
Yes. One of your favorite names, our favorite name of the tournament, right? Ball knocked out of bounds and off Hopkins. Turnover Royals.
They're definitely not backing down to Hopkins.
Ken Novak now in his 27th season as head coach. State champions 2002, 5, 6, 9, 10, and 11.
Now the strength of North St. Paul is not outside shooting, it's taking it to the basket, so they're going to have to be patient until they get their crack or attack.
There's Capego as the only basket so far for them. Daniels. Wadlington trying to attack, but he traveled.
Good help side defense by Hopkins there. I know Kenny wasn't exactly happy with their defense against Cooper, and he's a great defensive coach. So I'm sure that he got their attention in practice. If they want to win state, they're going to have to pick up their D.
I think in general he hasn't felt this has been a great defensive team compared with some of his teams being able to defend.
I mean, when you're so good on offense like they are, it's hard to, and they're going to win most of their games no matter what they do. It's hard to convince kids to play defense.
Capego, Coffey gets up for the block. And then traveling and whistle against Johnson. With Coffey getting the Hopkins fans up out of their seats with that block on Good News Capego. Look at this.
He thought he was going to posterize Coffey, but it went in reverse. Great block. But I like the attack. I like the fact that basically he's saying we're not backing down, and I think that's a good sign for his team.
Xavier Johnson, number 1 in for Hopkins now, replacing Eric Davis. Coffey with it.
Putting a small guy.
Oh, nice little move up and in.
Yeah, they're not going to be able to get away with putting 22 on Coffey. Joe Johnson, he's too small.
Thomas Okoye, number 34, in for North. Gets tied up here by Alamane, able to get the pass away, but it's knocked away. It's a turnover for North. Ahead to Coffey, up too strong on this one. Back comes Okoye for North St. Paul. Capego, bounce pass, knocked away. Another turnover by North. This time Shahid will take it himself and score.
And you run with Hopkins, and next thing you know, you're down 10 or 15 points, but at the same time, I think maybe North St. Paul, they have the speed and they can get some easy buckets running. They just got to convert.
6-3 Hopkins here in the early going. Out of bounds, another unforced turnover by North.
Well, that time the ball pressure is a little bit better from Hopkins though. If they sense any weakness, the Hopkins kids are very aggressive and they'll take the ball from you.
Bryce Williams, excuse me, Greg, 5'11", sophomore in now for North St. Paul, number 4. Also Jake Weber, 6'5", senior, number 12. Johnson traveled. So Hopkins gives it back.
And Xavier hasn't been starting. He's been coming off the bench, but I think they're going to play these 3 guards a lot to match up with North St. Paul's quickness. That's a smart entry against Hopkins, entering into the high post.
Weber lifts it up. We get a block, or excuse me, a foul before the shot. Now Hopkins. This will go against Simon Wright.
Coach Novak wanted to travel on that one. I think the foul came just before he shuffled his feet.
Anthony Davis, 6'2", sophomore in for Hopkins, number 21.
Hopkins has some good young players. They have some good seniors too. They got a good mix.
McCoy shot, not good. And the rebound to Eric Davis. Alameen across for Coffee. And go one-on-one. Will to the basket. Short. They always go to the line for 2. Coffee, who missed almost all of last season. That ACL injury, coming back strong this year. Part of a highly touted recruiting class for Richard Pitino over at the University of Minnesota for 2016.
And it's real exciting for the Gopher program. I'm a big Gopher fan personally, and we got Emil Coffey, and he'll step right into the lineup, either start or be 6-man, and I wouldn't be surprised if he's All-American college player before he's through.
Wadlington back in for North St. Paul.
This kid can do it all on offense.
6 points for Coffee, and it's an 8-3 Hopkins lead. Wadlington right wing on Coffee. And they swing it around left side. Phillips back out high. Johnson gave it up. Weber on the block, spins in the lane. A little short runner, not good. Ball out of bounds off of Hopkins.
And Weber's their only back to the basket player, and they're getting him the ball in there. I like to see him being aggressive like that. That's smart. Hopkins is letting North St. Paul reverse the ball. It's a different philosophy than they've had in past years, when they basically wouldn't let you breathe or make any pass. Now they pack the lane.
Baseline jumper up and in for Weber. 6'5" senior with his first bucket of the game.
Big shot for North St. Paul. It seems like things are maybe going to start getting away from him a little bit, and get more confidence.
Coffee, a handoff, 3-point try, well long on the shot by Alameen.
He's a streaky shooter. I've seen him make 5 in a row against the team I coached, and I've seen him miss a bunch against Cooper.
That's the way it goes.
Yeah.
And a steal here, and we get a foul on the floor before fast break could be completed by Anthony Davis. Sometimes on Phillips, and probably a good foul to take there.
It was. The long pass against Hopkins sometimes is very dangerous. They're laying in the weeds, got long arms. They're looking for that long pass to steal. And if he wouldn't have fouled him, it would have been a layup or a dunk.
Alameen to Shaheed, hands it off for Coffee. Into the paint, Coffee to the basket, a little too strong, ball chipped. And Phillips comes out of there for North and then lost the ball.
It was a good rebound.
Yep.
You need all your guards to rebound against Hopkins. Looks like they got the quickness to get some of those loose balls, which against Hopkins a lot of times they're used to getting those. And he got nervous and he was bounced off the leg.
Spin to the basket, Davis missing. Good move, but couldn't finish. Wadlington at the other end does finish.
Oh, a great finish. Great attack.
First basket today for Adrian Wadlington.
He averages 12 points a game, so he's their leading scorer.
Shaheed's pass off the hands of Eric Davis. Back comes North. Now they'll back it out. Attacking, Acoy to the basket, off the glass. Too strong, rebounded by Shaheed.
They got a little lucky there, Hopkins, on that one. They let him direct drive to the bucket.
Shaheed sets up Anthony Davis for the layup.
I know against Cooper, Kenny was not happy with that. There were too many uncontested layups, and Cooper's a good team, and was able to take advantage of their quickness.
Another turnover, it's a layup. Shaheed, oh, Wadlington gets back into the play and watch this shot by Vinny Shaheed, and North unable to capitalize though at the other end. Laying wouldn't drop. Coffee now for Hopkins. Dumping on underneath.
North St. Paul's impressive here.
Logging the passing lane to get a turnover. Wadlington. And a foul on Coffee is slow to get up.
I don't think Vinny Shaheed had a shot block like that much this year. That was a heck of an athletic play, and then he came down the other end 2 possessions later. Wadlington, I thought he got fouled.
Coffee fell over Wadlington. The foul here is actually on Shaheed. You can see him there.
Oh, dangerous. Hopefully he's all right.
shaken up than anything, Greg.
I don't know, he landed on his back. I hope that's the case. I don't like the direction he's walking. It's the court, but hopefully, like you say, he's just going to take a couple minutes and be back in.
Wadlington will have 2 shots. 10 Judge Steckler into the game.
So Wadlington line for 2.
He's an impressive looking player.
And out on the free throw.
Got long arms, he's strong.
69% free throw shooter in the season as Coffey continues to walk gingerly. Missed them both. And the rebound to Simon Wright. Shaheed has to come out and sit now, Coach, with 2 fouls.
Yeah, they don't have much depth to begin with. They don't need a lot of depth because their players are so good, but anytime they get in foul trouble, that puts pressure on the rest of them not to get in foul trouble.
Xavier Johnson with a 3. Capego.
Kenny's really encouraging him to get ball pressure.
Phillips with it, off to Wadlington.
That's a mismatch right there. He shouldn't have settled for that jumper. He needs to take that to the rack.
Whistle and a foul on North St. Paul. Look at that last basket. Johnson 3. First 3 for Hopkins in the game.
North St. Paul foul number 5, Adrian Wadlington.
First foul on Wadlington.
I think Wadlington should have taken that to the basket when he had Xavier Johnson on him. Coffey's meeting with the trainer over there.
Davis traveled. Anthony Davis. Over Hopkins.
And Coffey's leaving the court right now, so he's feeling a little bit worse than we thought. He's holding his back. I think he's limping a little bit too. That's unfortunate. Hate to see that. The best player in the tournament. Hopefully he can come back.
Now the Westerman and trainer taking their Coffey in for a further look here.
Well, Coffey's been injured a lot this year. He's got turf toe, and Hopkins is used to playing without him. They only lost 1 game this year, and I know he missed quite a few games, and they won all those games except for maybe 1 without him. No, actually, they won all the games without him.
Capego had slipped away. Late pass ahead and finishing at the basket. Simon Wright. Timeout North St. Paul.
My assistant coach calls that getting Hopkinized. And he coached for Edina for a while, Matt Johnson, and he says, you know, that they have those runs. And if you're going to beat Hopkins, you got to withstand those runs. Most teams don't.
15-7 lead. Simon Wright.
And it was just 10-7, and if he makes free throws, it was 10-9. And it looked good for North St. Paul. Then, bam, it's 15-7. It's a good timeout by Coach Joncourt. Now he's used to coaching against Hopkins. He was an assistant coach when Henry Sibley played Hopkins for the state title. And it was a great game. I remember that game. So he's familiar with Hopkins.
It's a terrific team from the.
Yeah, 3 years in a row they made state.
08, 09, 10, right?
Yeah, Coach Dasovich, who then went to Minnetonka and now is an athletic director at Watertown Mayor, was the coach of that team.
North St. Paul, John Steckler came in 2 whistles ago. Good outside shooter, missed some time with an injury in state tournament here.
Well, good for him. He's their best shooter, and he hasn't been able to play now for over a month.
Phillips missing on the 3. Hopkins rebounds. Johnson to the front court. Davis off for Johnson. Missed on this 3 and rebounded by Steckler.
And Xavier will fire it up there, and he's been known to make 3 or 4 in a row.
Too strong on that 3 from Capego. The rebound for Hopkins. Johnson to Eric Davis. Johnson holding, and now go start a drive and an offensive foul whistled by Xavier Johnson.
And Xavier's got to get that ball moving. He wanted to fake like he's going to reverse it or fake the handoff, and good defense there to take the charge. And he's telling him to move the basketball. The trademark of Kenny Novak teams has been teams that really move the ball, play unselfishly.
Amir Coffey has moved back to the bench. Very gingerly did he sit down a moment ago.
Good to see him on the bench, though, with his uniform on, so maybe he'll get back in.
Weber, baseline drive, able to hand off. Wadlington up and in.
Yeah, Wadlington inside. It's going to be tough for Hopkins. They can get him on a mismatch on one of those guards.
Johnson baseline, pull-up shot from there, too strong. Out of bounds, off.
I have a feeling Johnson might be substituted for here soon if he keeps firing them up like that, but maybe I'm wrong. I mean, he's been known to make a lot of shots.
Well, and Shahid on the bench with 2 fouls, but I think they are going to come back with him here.
Sometimes you get in a state tournament, you get excited, you want to produce for your team, and Xavier doesn't have confidence, that's for sure.
Steckler hands off on the pass to Daniels. Capado lost it. Off his foot out of bounds.
Good ball pressure by Lamine that time.
Substitutions for the Royals, 14, Benny Shahid.
Shahid is back in, and for North, Suggs Morgan back in.
22, Joe Johnson.
And Joe Johnson.
Well, that's a sign that they might not be playing Coffey, because normally you wouldn't take and put Shahid back in with 2 fouls. Shahid's a great player.
Johnson 3 in and out, rebounded, strong rebound. Davis out to Wright, who hits the 3.
And Wright hasn't had the greatest year shooting from what my scouts are telling me, but he is definitely a good shooter, and that's good for Hopkins if he's making threes.
9-point Royals lead. Wadlington going to the corner. Able to get the ball away and knocked out of bounds by Shahid. Look at that last 3 a moment ago. Eric Davis doing the work underneath, getting the offensive rebound on the kick out to Wright for the 3.
Yeah, those kick-out threes are the highest percentage 3 in basketball. That's a good play. Hopkins starting to smell blood here. They're cranking up the defense. I think they sense they can go on a run here maybe. And
Wadlington to Johnson, back out. Here's Steckler with it. Hard for North St. Paul, they don't size-wise match up against Hopkins. Hard for them to go inside necessarily. Well, Wadlington's going to do it here, but he has it stripped away. Steal by Xavier Johnson. Johnson in the basket, and will kick it out to the corner. Back out high. Lamine to the paint, and missed the shot.
Hopkins has missed about 4 bunnies here, and that's not typical.
Jermaine Daniels back into the front court for the Polars.
Yeah, Hopkins is really underrated in how big they are.
Steckler 3 comes off, and a rebound by Eric Davis. Here's Shahid front court. Picks up the dribble, hands off for Elamine. Elamine pull up from 18, back iron, not good. Rebounded by Johnson.
Well, shooting at the target center is not easy. The percentages of last game and this game are not high from outside the paint. No, Osseo shot the ball well the first game.
And even Prairie did not, especially in the first half. They shot themselves out of that game. They're usually a decent outside shooting team that didn't have it going early and never got back into it after falling behind 10-0.
It's hard to shoot here.
Second try on the offensive rebound, put up and in by Daniels, his first basket today.
Coffey's checking in. That's good news for Hopkins.
A shot by Shahid, too strong. Johnson had a hand on it, but that's all. Comes North St. Paul. Steckler able to save it back into bounds. Shahid whips it ahead. Xavier Johnson will lay it in.
Just like that, it looks like North St. Paul's going to get a layup, and then you see Hopkins a layup on the other end. By cherry picking a little bit, but that's because he had confidence in his defender there to stop him 1 against 2.
Great pass, 9-point lead. 3:39 to go here in the first half.
The challenge for Hopkins, and after watching him play against Cooper, is can they stay consistent here and not fall asleep on defense? You know, when they had a 12-point lead against Cooper, and I think they got overconfident. They quit playing defense as well as they could. And the next thing you know, Cooper had a 1-point lead with about 2 minutes left in that game. And I'm sure Novak's reminding them to put pressure on here and make sure that you blow them out of this game early.
There's the next game. Apple Valley will take on Blaine in the 4th quarterfinal in 4A here at Target Center. It's a great Apple Valley team that won the state championship last year against what was an undefeated Champlin Park team in the championship, and so many underclassmen on that team. You can see this being a team that could win multiple state titles.
They could, and the deal with Apple Valley, they don't have a lot of depth, but they got 2 potential NBA players and 2 other Division I players, including a 7-footer. So they're not the deepest team, but the guys they got are big-time players. A lot of people want to see the Hopkins Valley rematch. Hopkins won the first game.
First, each has to get through the quarterfinals. Hopkins leading by 9 here late in the first half.
North St. Paul's going deep. They play 10 guys.
Phillips 3, too strong, rebounded by Coffey. Coffey's still a little slow getting up and down the court. You can see him kind of loping a little bit. We'll see how effective he's going to be. Nice pass there. Didn't affect his passing, did it?
Well, that's a Padley Hopkins play. They call it under. He stole that play from him 20 years ago. Should be a charge. Yep.
Charging call whistled against Thomas Okoye. His first.
Eric Davis is, I think he's their glue guy. He does all the little things. He's always in position. Gets a big rebound. You know, makes people adjust their shots and takes charges. You need a guy like that.
Ishmael El-Amin handed it off, and he's Coffey with it, lobbing down low, trying to get it to Davis, and knocked away by the Polars. And Okoye with it.
Another set play. You know, they don't run a lot of set plays, and when they do, they're usually effective. So that's good defense by North St. Paul.
Okoye out high, out of Phillips.
Good reversal here.
Suggs Morgan with him left side. Okoye, a couple of dribbles, now back into the lane. Shot in the lane, won't go. Coffey trying to get in control of it. And we're going to get a foul on North St. Paul.
Well, North St. Paul isn't really willing to take the three-point shot too much. And Hopkins knows that, so they're packing the lane, letting them reverse the ball. But when they try to drive, there's 5 Hopkins players waiting for them. Someone's going to have to step up and make some outside shots for North St. Paul, but that's not the strength of their team.
Joe Johnson picking up the foul, his second, 5th team foul on North. 4 on Hopkins here in the first half. We wind down toward 2 minutes to go. Down below, great play. Basket for Johnson, assist to El-Amin.
Yeah, if you ball watch against Hopkins, they'll cut you and get layups.
Weber in some traffic, had it stripped away. Xavier Johnson with it again. And a bounce pass to the head. The Coffey knocked away the bounce by Okoye.
Beautiful backdoor play. See what they got in this out of bounds play. So sometimes they have some tricky ones.
Into Johnson. In and out and in.
Well, he never lets any missed shots get to him, that's for sure.
He's got 11 points now.
Yeah, he can fire it up there and fill it up.
Okoye off Wadlington, 3-point ball. Missed. Rebounded by El-Amin. El-Amin looking. Finds Davis baseline. Back out. Johnson. Back Derek Davis. He'll go baseline on Weber and score. First basket for the senior. And now a 17-point game, Greg, with a minute to go in the half.
Yeah, North St. Paul, they had some chances to keep this closer, but Hopkins holding them to 11 points. They're really playing a great defensive half. Anytime they go into the paint, there's hands in there, deflecting balls.
Turnover there by the Polars.
Kenny got the message across that they had to play some better defense than they did in that section final game.
Johnson will bring it up here. With 40 seconds to go here in the half.
Going for one shot.
Elamine holding. Elamine held scoreless so far in the first half, Greg. They've gotten plenty of other points, but he's a guy that averages almost 17 a game.
And that's the strength of Hopkins. They have a whole bunch of guys that can hurt you. And they don't care who scores, but they just want to win the game. Xavier's having a good half.
And he gets that one to fall. And backcourt turnover by North St. Paul. He's imploding for the Polars here late in the half.
And when it rains, it pours, and Hopkins has a lot to do with that.
10 seconds to go in the half. Quick inbound. Coffey's got it. Up off the glass. Foul up not good. Coffey will get another try and put it in.
And volleyball around the rim. That's a Hopkins staple right there.
Capego at the buzzer, not good. And Hopkins on a big run at the end of the half. And they have a 21-point lead here at the break.
Well, those of us in the Northwest Metro, we've seen this many times. Welcome to our world, playing against Hopkins. They're an explosive team, and when they're focused on defense, I think they're the best team in the state.
32-11, Hopkins leads North St. Paul. We'll take a break. More State 4A boys basketball from the Target Center after this timeout.
Pretty much a good day for me would be people leaving their hands off of me. I'm always called names. Everywhere that I go, there's always someone calling me names, calling me gay. I've been choked, thrown up against a wall, punched. Nobody's ever tried to help me.
Hopkins leading North St. Paul at halftime in the State Boys Basketball Tournament quarterfinal. Let's look at some highlights from opening half of play. Backdoor play, Benny Shahid, Ramir Coffey for 2 early points. He finished with 8, although was out for a time with an injury. Good news, Capego with a 3. That was his only basket of the first half. North didn't have a lot of them. They just blocked. Capego getting blocked by Coffey. Xavier Johnson 6 out of 9 from the field in the first half. That 3-pointer is only 3. And then on the break, Shahid gets blocked by Wadlington. Wadlington with a couple of baskets and that block. And the backdoor and the basket and finish by Xavier Johnson. As we go to halftime, Wadlington, Capego, Daniels, and Weber. That's all of their scoring there on the left side. Xavier Johnson, 13 points to lead Hopkins. Coffey 8, and Simon Wright 5. And Greg Miller, it's a way Hopkins likes to win games. They get out and run when they can. Able to create turnovers. You look at the stat sheet, 16 turnovers by North St. Paul in that first half.
Yeah, that's tough. I mean, when Hopkins is really focused and locked down on defense, they contest passes and any drive to the bucket, and then they end up for being points for Hopkins.
Hopkins looking to advance to the semifinals against either Apple Valley or Blaine. We'll come back with the second half of this one. Hopkins, North St. Paul, boys basketball on Channel 12. 11
points in it.
good one, son.
Last summer, my new dad took me on vacation. First, we went deep sea fishing. Wow!
I'm so proud of you, son.
And then we went on Thunder Shark. That was awesome! Let's go again. 3 times. I gotta say, it was pretty cool.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of kids in foster care will take you just as you are.
Oh, not again.
Hopkins 32, North St. Paul 11 to get ready for the second half here at Target Center. Here, Coffee. Looks like he will be good to go here in the second half. A little scary when he went out with that hard fall, I should say, as he fell over Wadlington. Went to the locker room for a few minutes, but came back in the second half and played that latter part of the first half.
Yeah, that was scary when you jump that high and you fall over a guy. You have no protection. You're falling right smack on your back, and hopefully he'll be good for tomorrow in what should be a matchup with Apple Valley, but you never know. Blaine, Northwest Suburban Conference, they got 19 wins, and they have a good coach who's going to, I'm sure, play some zone and try to slow Apple Valley down. I think most people want to see Hopkins and Valley just because, it's two of the better teams and got a lot of D1 athletes playing. Be interesting to see if Hopkins just steps on them right here to start the half, or if they can make, North St. Paul can make a little dent.
5 out of 22 shooting for North St. Paul in the first half. With turnovers, and the shots weren't going. And bad combination puts them down 21 at halftime.
Yeah, 11 points and a half. I'm sure they're not happy with that, so hopefully they loosen up a little bit. But Hopkins has a lot to do with that. They're playing good D.
Capego, pretty good look at him, but missed on the 3. Rebound came to Wadlington. He puts it up and in. North St. Paul starts with the first basket of the second half. Shahid to Coffee.
Nice backdoor action.
Davis back up and not in, but it'll be 2 shots coming for Shahid. Look at that basket by Wadlington a moment ago.
Hopkins has a lot of clever plays that they do. Hit the mid post, send that guy back door. That was a set play they had coming out of the halftime.
First free throws today for Shahid. First one comes off.
He's normally a very good free throw shooter.
Second one is in. First point of the second half for Hopkins. 20-point game. First minute of play here in half number 2. Capego. Good dribbles and the handoff pass by Daniels. Off on the lane. A good foul off. Now what is here? Joe Johnson's first basket. Shahid off for Xavier Johnson. Puts it on the floor. Johnson has it knocked away out of bounds.
I'm sure Coach Johncourt just said, hey, you got to pretend to score 0-0 and just go out and play. What do you got to do?
Shahid fouled by Capego. That's his second, and Shahid back to the line. Shoot 2.
Shahid's a strong player.
You like that inbound? He put it off the defender, not looking at the ball.
I didn't even notice that. I was looking away from the ball when he did it. But yeah, that's a old school play right there. That's why you can never just face guard. You can always see the ball.
Shahid, an 85% free throw shooter, has now hit 3 out of 4 here in the second half. Wadlington handing it off. Dwayne Daniels and back off. Capego, Johnson, and now Suggs Morgan.
Great talk on defense by Shahid. Hard to get high school kids to do that sometimes.
St. Paul working the perimeter, but unable to find any kind of lane to contour. Good passing, good shooting lanes, nothing yet. Now Capego will put up a 3 and hit. basket of the second half. Second three for Capego. Get an offensive foul here on Hopkins.
I think
just
on
ball
the
out of
baseline.
bounds. Yep, okay.
Yeah.
Just a turnover. You look at that Capego three a moment ago. North already with 7 points early in the second half in the first couple of minutes of play after getting just 11 in the first half.
And they're daring him to shoot the three-point shot.
Larry Suggs Morgan. He'll pull up. Short on that shot and rebounded by Simon Wright. Hopkins back front court. Shaheed to Johnson. Baseline drive. Shaheed. Glass and good.
He's so strong and gets you going backwards and then just uses his body to shield himself. And he's tough to guard.
19-point game. Daniels trying to get the entry pass to Waddington, stolen by Shaheed, and lays in two more. Shaheed's got all 7 second half points for Hopkins.
Yeah, Vinny Shaheed is an underrated player. I think he's a Division I player myself.
Capego fouled before he put up a shot.
He's a little unorthodox in that he's kind of built short and strong, but really strong. And he's got deceiving quickness. When he's going to the basket, if he gets you on his hip, it's all done. And he can shoot the three. I think he's really improved that part of his game.
Capego takes it to the basket. Doesn't get the hoop. They'll go to the line for 2. Oh, they're going to call
charge.
Charge Capego. Look at that again. Yeah, good position all the way by Davis. And we'll get Capego for the foul.
The Hopkins kids are well schooled in taking charges. They're always in good help side defense. You rarely can just go up and get a one-footed layup against them. And like I said, I said this before, but Cooper did a real nice job of getting to the basket against Hopkins, and I know Kenny was not happy with that.
Johnson drains a three.
And he's a microwave, there's no doubt about it. Like I said, he can miss a few. He missed 3 in a row earlier in the game, and I don't think he's missed since.
No, I think he might have missed his first 3, but he's made all 7 since then.
Yeah, that's what he's like. He can really fill it up. That's Scorer's mentality.
Baseline shot comes up short for Steckler. Shaheed has it. Alameen on the run out. Can't hang on with the ball, and it's out of bounds. Turning into the photographers there at the end. Everyone's all right. 3 a moment ago for Johnson.
I like how Hopkins is pushing the ball up the court there. Shaheed looking for his teammate. That's unselfish. Just shoot a little too far.
Turnover, North St. Paul.
Yeah, 16 turnovers and a half. They're not the first team that's happened to against Hopkins, I'll tell you that.
That's Phillips back in. Jermaine Daniels out. And then Shaheed into the front court for Hopkins. Driving strip to the ball was right when he's fouled on his way to the basket.
The Hopkins players can do it all. They can post up, shoot it, drive it. If they see a crack, they're going to definitely be aggressive and go to the bucket. And if you step in, they're going to hit the open man for a wide open 3. And they're long.
Wright hits the free throw. Weber back in for North.
I'm wondering if they'll put Coffee back in this game or if they'll just rest him.
Second one also good for Wright. Hopkins 7 out of 8 from the free throw line in the game. And they lead by 26. Johnson on the inside. It's Weber. Kicks it back out. Phillips will drive. Weber's shot not good. Rebounded by Johnson. Now here's Johnson, Alameen on the rebound. Skip pass across to Wright. Wright spins, shot up, round the rim, not good. Gets it back, puts it up, not good again. We'll try a third time here. This one won't go either, out of bounds. And controlled by North St. Paul. Weber able to save the ball before it went out.
Great effort by Simon Wright. Couldn't get it to go.
Thomas Okoye on the dribble now for North St. Paul. Johnson trying to attack. Offensive foul. And Joe Johnson.
And Hopkins is really locked in on defense. That's a good sign for them throughout this tournament. That's what they have to do to beat Napa Valley, Osseo, Lakeville. That's left in this tournament, whoever they have to play. Well, I shouldn't say that. Game hasn't played yet, but they're playing great D. They're looking to take the charge, get their hands on a lot of balls.
Shaheed, corner three from Johnson, way off on that one, and Okoye rebounds. Lead pass ahead. Phillips trailers Weber up and in.
Nice play, good plays for number 4.
Inbound pass here for Hopkins. The ball is knocked away in the backcourt. Quickly ahead. Johnson will shoot the three. This one's short. Ball tipped around. Off of Steckler out of bounds.
I think his favorite three is on the fast break. When they headman it to him, he loves firing that one up, usually from the corner. Scouted him a lot over the years, and I've seen him make many of those.
Johnson, right. Johnson into the lane, shot up and good. Xavier Johnson with a 2 there. He's got 18 points in the game.
Johnson also has been injured on that pulled groin muscle for the last couple weeks. He's probably getting healthy right now. He hadn't been scoring quite as much.
Johnson commits the foul on the defensive end on Phillips. Second foul on Xavier Johnson.
That's his second personal, second team foul ahead.
Weber will hand off. Phillips curling around to Weber. Three-point shot up and in. Capego with his third three of the game. And all 9 points on threes. Alameen creates some space for himself and rattles a shot in. First basket today, Coach Miller, for Ishmael Alameen.
Yeah, and a couple air balls earlier too, but again, like most Hopkins players, I think that sense from their coaches, they don't lose their confidence, and they tell them to keep firing it up there, and they do, and they usually get hot again.
Weber baseline short, his own rebound, and a foul on North St. Paul.
I think that's the 4th charge they've taken so far. Lucky in most games you get 1 or 2, but the Hopkins kids are well schooled.
And Weber, his first.
16 foul and a half. Adrian Wallington back into the ball.
And the thing about Hopkins too is every kid takes the charge. You know, their leading scorers take the charge. I've seen Coffey take charges. They all do it.
One thing when I was talking to Coach Jancourt before the game, he mentioning Amir Coffey, said not only is he a great player, he said he's a great teammate, very unselfish, and gets his teammates involved. There's a turnover here by Hopkins. Phillips trying to finish for North St. Paul and does. Bryce Phillips, first basket today.
Yeah, when your best player is unselfish like that and works hard like Coffey does, that's good for your team. That's how you win championships with players like that.
Alameen for Wright.
You know, also I'm on the All-Star committee for the High School Coach Association, and Kenny nominated like pretty much his whole team because he said they're all so good and they're so balanced, and that's what makes their team so strong.
Johnson had it stripped, then he was fouled, and they'll go to the line to shoot 2.
And in our section, Alameen had 5 threes against Armstrong, our team, and next game he didn't shoot so well, but Shaheed was real tough to stop. And then Xavier Johnson, he didn't do much against Cooper, and then today he's their leading scorer. So they have different leading scorers pretty much every game.
They throw up and good.
A couple sophomores coming in for Hopkins. They're going to be reloading here in the next couple years. Joe Hedstrom, nephew of John Hedstrom, Park Center AD. He's 6'9".
Not too bad. Anthony Davis, the other sophomore, 6'2" sophomore. We saw briefly in the first half.
He's a talented player. He had a real good game against Cooper in the section final. Gave him some depth when they needed it.
Deckler able to control the ball before it went out of bounds. Put it on the deck and it's stripped away by Alamine and gets whistled for a foul. First foul on Alamine.
Whenever you drive the basketball against Hopkins, you have to beware because there's somebody coming after you. They don't just kind of try to get in your way with their feet. They reach and try to deflect the ball. And more times than not, they get a clean deflection that time. He thought he had a clean deflection, but he thought otherwise.
Only the third team foul on Hopkins in the second half. North has committed 7, so the Royals in the bonus the rest of the way.
Elevator play off the inbound there.
Steckler comes up short and out of bounds.
And Steckler has been out, from what I understand, for over a month with a knee injury. It's his first game back. At least he got to play in the state tournament. Good for him for that.
Amari Suggs Morgan back in.
Probably not feeling as good as he was when he was before he was hurt. Full court pressure by North St. Paul.
Alamine will bring it up. Wright for 3 hits.
That's a good sign for Hopkins. Simon Wright starting to make 3-pointers. If he is an excellent shooter, I guess he just struggled some points this year shooting a 3. They're going to need that to win the state, which is their goal.
Weber jumper over Davis. Second try over Eric Davis. That won't go. North St. Paul able to control it. Capego lost it briefly. Got it back.
Joe Hedstrom.
For the block. Yeah, it's Hedstrom, excuse me, on the block.
It looks like Davis just a little bit taller, but
right.
Only a sophomore.
The right 3.
Yeah, he's got a beautiful looking shot.
Take it in the lane. Capego this time. 8 points in the second half. 11 in the game.
He's got a nice looking basketball body and definitely has some skill. Got away with the foul there. Oh, no, they called it.
Alamine will go to the line to shoot 2.
The ref standing right next to the play didn't make the call, and Alamine didn't like that, but he must have had a bad angle. So the good refereeing from across the court, he could see what happened, and he made the call, so that was good.
First time to the line today for Ismail Alamine, 77% free throw shooter this season.
Yeah, since he didn't have a lot of points today and hasn't had his best game, I would bet that he's going to have a real good game in the semifinals. He's a kid who bounces back.
Missed them both. And whoever gets fouled by Wright.
And it's hard to keep your concentration when you get a 26-point lead sometimes. But I still think Hopkins is playing great defense, taking charges, great ball pressure. Kenny's got to be happy with that.
I haven't seen Amir Coffey since early in the half, and I'm guessing we're not going to, right, the rest of the way.
No,
Wadlington taking it at Hedstrom to go to the line for 2.
You can see he's got ice on his back there. Hopefully it doesn't stiffen up on him for tomorrow.
Hopkins foul, 33, Joe Hedstrom. That is his first personal.
First foul on Hedstrom. Wadlington to the line.
Knowing Richard Coffey a little bit, I'm sure he's going to tell his son to get tough. That's what he's like. But I mean, the kid is a tough kid. That's why I'm so excited to see him on the Gophers, because he's not only super skilled, but he's a tough dude. So it'll be fun to watch him play in the Gopher uniform. But he's got work to do here. Try to win state for Hopkins first.
Waddington making both free throws, and an offensive foul here. Away from the ball, I believe this is going to be on Hedstrom.
He got his elbow up a little bit into his neck.
Hopkins foul, 33, Joe Hedstrom, a player control foul. It's his second personal.
Second on Hedstrom.
16 foul and a half.
Phillips front court for North St. Paul. Capego, whistle and a foul.
One thing I like about North St. Paul is even though they're down by a lot, they haven't really changed the expression on their face. It doesn't seem like they're getting down. They're trying to work their game plan, moving the ball. So I'm impressed with that because a lot of times you get in a game like this and you get beat this badly that you start making plays that aren't smart and start getting a little selfish and stuff, but they're not doing that.
Capego to the line for a 1-and-1. North St. Paul today.
This guy's only a sophomore, Capego. He's going to be good. But, these guys could be back.
North St. Paul 4 of 6 from the line in the game. Well, they trail by a bunch here, 22 points. Past the midway point now of the second half. Shahid had it knocked away. Getting it back is Anthony Davis. Hands it off. Hedstrom up and in.
This North St. Paul team, they lost they went 2-3 to start the season, and then they won 18 of 19 games to end the season. So they're no slouch. I mean, Hopkins is just that good.
Right. The rebound on the defensive end. That pulls up here. That kind of not good. Ball on the floor. Capego throws it back into play and gathered in by Phillips. Back to Capego.
Oh, a little fancy dribbling there through his legs.
For Phillips.
Phillips is a nice looking young point guard.
Drives, trying to take it at Hedstrom. Too strong on the shot. Rebounded by Shahid. Long pass ahead. Anthony Davis underneath for Hedstrom. Fouled from behind by Capego. Who fouls out on that play.
Good news, Capego. That's his fifth foul.
Hedstrom the line for 2. Wanted to get the block, but instead picks up the 5th foul.
Well, Good News had a real good section final game. I heard he made some 3-pointers against Tartan that ended up winning the game for him, and he had a real good season and helped lead his team to the state tournament, which is a lot to be proud of. He's only a sophomore, so maybe he can get his team back here before his career is over.
And the other 4 starters, all seniors, but 2 of the top players off the bench, Phillips and Steckler, both underclassmen. One coming for the big sophomore Hedstrom. Rubber rebounds the miss.
Hey, Joe, he doesn't get to play too much for Hopkins. They don't go too deep into their bench, but he's a real good player. He's actually been offered a scholarship by the University of North Dakota already.
Jake Weller up and in with a basket.
Hopkins usually has guys on their JV that people know about them and stuff like that, but most high school people don't know about them until they're playing, and then they're real good.
Johnson misses the 3. Rebound by Wadlington. That's Phillips. Wadlington in the corner from Johnson. The back out. Phillips. Ball stripped away, and it's into the hands of Xavier Johnson. Hedstrom down the lane. No whistle and a foul.
Yeah, sometimes with 3 officials, they wait for the other guy to make the call. Ralph Dixon, he's one of the best officials in the state. He saw that the other ref didn't make the call and it was a foul, so that's why the late whistle, I think.
Fouls on Joe Johnson, his 4th. Hedstrom to the line Short on the first one. Thomas McCoy back in for North St. Paul. And Wallington out. One out of two again for Hedstrom from the line. A 24-point game. It was a 21-point game at halftime. Weber trying to go up against the taller Hedstrom's. Fadeaway wouldn't drop.
And North St. Paul's doubled up the score in the first half with 11 points first half and 22 this half.
Yeah, good to see them get a little offense going here in the second half.
And they relaxed a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, but still, I mean, Hopkins is still playing really good D.
Xavier Johnson off to Elmine. Elmine will drive off the glass and tipped in by Hedstrom.
Joe Hedstrom.
Nice tip in by Joe.
6 points for him off the bench here in the second half.
And he'll be a major player for him next year.
Weber's shot won't go. Rebounded by Shaheed. Head to Anthony Davis. Up and in and a foul.
Nice finish by Anthony. Used his body well. Protected the ball. Got the end one. Now he's got a mixed
Joe Johnson. That's his fifth foul.
So Johnson fouls out with 2 points on that.
Daniels 13. Jacques Towns into the game.
Jacques Towns, 6'2" junior, number 13 in now for North. Davis looking to complete a three-point play.
Lawrence Aaron. 31 play Beauchamp into the game.
Hopkins starting to empty their bench.
Lawrence Aaron in, number 30.
You know, they got to play back-to-back games. They want to save the legs of their guys a little bit if they can.
Johnson makes the free throw. Blaze Beauchamp, 5'10", 8th grader in for Hopkins.
Yeah, Beauchamp's great uncle is Jim Dolan, who used to be the head coach at Cooper, and his grandfather is the coach at Annandale right now. He's taken the state quite a few times.
Shot up and good by Towns. Comes into the game, gets a basket for North. Remember Mike Joe Beauchamp at Hopkins, perhaps in the mid to late 90s. Sun blazes. Shaheed scores.
I didn't realize that.
Teammate of James Ware and some of those players. Jared Nunes, those teams all from the mid 90s. Offensive foul here.
Yeah, long tradition of great players at Hopkins, that's for sure.
Morgan on the player control foul. John Martin's number 11 now in for Hopkins. Davis trying to finish at the rack. That won't go. Foul up, also not good. Hedstrom will get a third try and put it up and in.
Seen a little bit of what Hopkins is going to see from Joe Hedstrom next year. He's going to be a force in there before he's done.
Too strong on the three-point try from McCoy. Beauchamp for Hopkins. In the lane, 15-footer, not good. Foul up by Aaron off the rim. Davis will score. Timeout North St. Paul. 3:37 to go.
You can see Hopkins does have depth. He just chooses, you know, to play a shorter lineup because the guys he has are so talented. It's hard to take them out of the game. But they'll reload again next year.
semifinals. We've already seen Lakeville North and Osseo advance. Central Valley expected to advance against Plymouth. That game is still to come here at Target Center today. There's a look at the 4A bracket. The seeding holding true in the first game. Osseo jumped out to a 10-0 lead on Eden Prairie. Never looked back. Never had that lead go under 10 either. They won Lakeville North over Maple Grove. Crimson coming up short, Greg, a team that had a good run in Section 8, but a good Panthers team beat them today.
Yeah, Lakeville North is, they got a squad, a lot of depth, great coaching. They're not intimidating. I think they feel like they can beat Osseo, but Osseo hasn't lost yet. Until they do, I think they're the favorite to win it.
McCoy outing out on the wing. Off now for Towns. Sons Morgan with it. To McCoy. Working on Aaron when we get a foul.
Hopkins on 30 to Lawrence.
Aaron picking up his first.
8 kickoff. McCoy shooting.
McCoy hits the first free throw, one more to come. The senior getting his first point here. 102 Hedstrom rebounds. Here in the Beauchamp. Beauchamp, deep three, back iron not good, and with a whistle. And a Hopkins foul coming up.
I heard he's a real good shooter, and got a little excited on that one. I launched the NBA 3 when the guy went under the high screen, but I'm sure he can make that shot or he wouldn't have taken it.
Aaron picking up his second foul. Boy back to the line.
Well, Hopkins seemed like a team on a mission today. They really played great defense, and if they play defense like that, it's going to be tough for anyone to beat them. But they're going to have to go through a couple tough games, most likely, to win it all too. So it's not going to be easy. It's a wide open tournament this year, which is exciting.
Beauchamp front court. Aaron knocked away, and now St. Paul back up court as Daniels bring it into the front court for the Pullers. Towns shoots from the wing. It's short. Rebound to Beauchamp. Pull up left side, up and in. Two-point basket for Blaze Beauchamp. McCoy. Oh, that's not good. Rebound pulled down by Aarons. Back comes Beauchamp. Corner three, way off the mark, out of bounds off near St. Paul.
And I know he's an excellent shooter. The Target Center is not an easy place to shoot. I've seen more air balls today than maybe all season from good shooters. So we need to be a team that can attack the glass, get a lot of easy hoops, and that's what Hopkins can do.
He might be a younger version of Vinnie Johnson. Not going to be afraid to shoot, is he?
No, I think you're right there.
Inbound, Hedstrom who scores.
And that's one thing about playing for Coach Novak is you have confidence. He lets them take shots that some people might think are questionable sometimes, but that's because as long as they play good defense, he doesn't care, and then they end up getting hot because they have confidence.
Hedstrom 10 points off the bench here in the second half, and we'll look at what he's going to be able to do in the future as a varsity player as Weber scores for North.
Yeah, he's going to be tough to contend with.
Beauchamp with it. Off now for Aarons. John Martins. Back to Hedstrom. Baseline up. And around. This one comes out. Ball tipped and comes to Steckler. Meckler in the lane. Short. Hedstrom helps deny that and hands it off for Aarons. Aaron into the front court. Beauchamp. Get off to Aaron. Aaron trying to take it to the basket. Had it knocked away. Ball on the floor. Held ball. Possession arrow. Pointing Hopkins' way. Peyton Horman, a 6-foot junior guard in now for Hopkins.
Good hustle by Steckler there. I know the game's over as far as who's going to win this game, but he's still diving on the floor as a senior. Guy like that.
Joe Schultz, junior, and Luke McDonough, another junior in for North St. Paul, along with Michael Gebbing. Shot by Chris Cook comes up short. North St. Paul with Towns into the front court. Towns will get a foul whistled against Corman.
And Corman's probably like, just sliding my feet playing defense. And the guy lowers his shoulder into me, and I get the call against me.
Towns to the line to shoot 2 here. Free throw up and in for North St. Paul now. Ronnie Thomas. Junior into the lineup. Also in for the Polars, Ryan DeMuth, another junior.
Well, North St. Paul's not the first team to go down like this to Hopkins in the section board in the state tournament. And they had a great season. I know they're real proud of what they accomplished. Beating Tartan in the section final. It had to be a thrill of a lifetime for the players and the coach as well. It's exciting just to get to the state tournament.
Gary Dixon in, number 25 now for North. Aaron shot blocked. Shot for Joe Schultz. Ball on the floor. Turnover by North St. Paul. Hopkins has the number. Cook trying to finish and does. Cook, the senior, with the basket. The team in the backcourt and the foul with 9.6 seconds to go.
Hopkins still double team pressing here at the end of the game, but that's because they have guys in here who normally don't get into them much. That's how they play, so I got no problem with that. Just playing ball.
Lonnie Thomas to the line. Lonnie Thomas will take it. He's got a chance to score a point in the state tournament game. Right?
No doubt. He's like, trap me again and follow me.
One more try.
You know, they're smiling. They know he wants to get in that box going to the state tournament. His teammates are standing up for him. That's cool to see.
And the second one comes out. Aaron's ahead to Beauchamp. Another shoot. He does. Comes up short. And Hopkins leads from start to finish. He fell behind 3-2, and that was it. On the way to a 74-42 win. They were up 30-11 at halftime, Greg, and never really let North St. Paul in the game at all, doing it well defensively, especially forcing a lot of turnover, especially in that first half when the game was really won and lost.
Yeah, Novak's got to be extremely happy with his defensive effort of his guys. Their bench has developed as the season progressed too. He played 7 guys, and I think that there's a good chance that we're going to see them in the finals.
The big question for them, and he looked okay when he came back in the game, is Amir Coffey's back going to be healthy enough to be able to go for 32 minutes or close to that in the semifinals tomorrow?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure if there's a will, there's a way there, but you never know with the back, if it stiffens up on you. Hopefully not, because he's one of the better players we've seen in a while in Minnesota, and hopefully we get a chance to see him play tomorrow.
Well, that'll do it for our telecast and for our coverage for boys basketball for the season. Channel 45 has the exclusive TV rights for all the semifinals and championship games, so I hope you enjoyed today's game and all of the boys basketball in the Northwest suburbs this year. Has been a terrific season. Thanks to Greg Miller, Jay Wilcox, and all of our crew here today at Target Center who have worked hard to bring you the sights and sounds of this one. Osseo winner, Maple Grove lost with the Hopkins Royals. Include our coverage. They defeat North St. Paul to move into the semifinals. Now 29-1 on the season. The Royals win it 74-42. I'm John Jacobson. Thanks so much for watching.